How you make people feel makes all the difference in the world. This is true of salespeople, in your career, teams you lead, and in every relationship you have. The reason for this is because inevitably emotions and experiences are a huge influence and a driver for all of us. And so, how people, the impression that they get from you, how they feel after an interaction with you matters. Perception is reality, fair or unfair. I heard that a long time ago. That's good advice. And the reality is, if we want to have positive interactions and relationships, positive experiences, or close a deal, we have to make sure that the perception of us isn't that we're a snake oil salesman. We've got to make sure that we show that we care about what matters to the people that are in our sphere, customers, prospects, clients, people we care about, asking them about these things, understanding what motivates them, what makes them tick. Those types of things are extremely important. And even in the sales realm alone, people don't buy things just to buy them. They do it because they feel that you've done a good job of de-risking their decision and you've overcome their fear of messing up. They also do it if they trust you and you've been transparent and communicative and you've made them feel good about doing something together. It's always critical as well, especially when things are negative situations, that you sit in that you understand that, rather than trying to, and trust me, I've learned this sometimes the hard way, rather than always trying to jump in and solve the problem or diagnose very quickly, or especially if something goes awry and there's a service issue or a support issue, you got to sit in the angst, you got to sit in the pain. Because if people know that you'll be there through the tough times, the dark times, that is what ultimately will create a lasting relationship. Those are the people that will want to be around you and want to work with you. It's important. I have a friend of mine, Bill Kirst, and he likes to say that every human interaction is around a bid to connect. We all want to connect. We're hardwired to want to be connected. It's the entire philosophy of the Taming Your Crocodiles work that I've done with Hilke Faber, where we do the Connected Teamwork podcast. And it's all about the importance of connectedness. But we can't show up trying to connect just talking about ourselves and just trying to get across what we care about. It's critical that if we want to be in a position to earn a relationship, earn trust, and earn credibility, that we are showing up seeking to serve, seeking to add value, but also understanding what that looks like to someone. How do they want to be served? When I start working with a new team, I always send a survey and I ask them, how often do you want to meet? What do you want to be the meat and potatoes of those conversations? What do you want to focus on from a career perspective or a mastery of your role type of perspective? I also want to know about their family. What matters to them? What are their hobbies? Having that personal touch. I had a manager of mine years ago. I was kind of cut my teeth in sales in the rough and tumble, metrics driven environment. And don't get me wrong, metrics matter. But I was one of those people. I'd have a meeting and it would be all business. And I had a manager years ago, best I ever had. And she told me, she said, you got to invest in these folks. And really, instead of jumping right into the business, understand what's top of mind for them, what matters. If something is weighing on them heavily, it's going to be disrupting their performance anyway. And I've had entire conversations now, thankfully, with people that have worked for me that have gone completely awry from what I thought the agenda would be based on what was prevalent for them. And that's a good thing because it showed that I cared deeply about what mattered to them. We were able to talk through it. I did a lot of listening, but those types of things are super, super important. Focusing on how your interactions make other people feel in those situations. So, sometimes it comes back to the golden rule, treat others the way that you want to be treated. You want people to pay attention to you, right? So pay attention to them. If you invest in a lot of these other relationships, it's very likely that other people will take an interest in you. And if they don't, you can't always control that. It's unfortunate, but if you invest in others and treat others the way you want to be treated and show a fascination and an attention for them, it'll go a long, long way. Approach every interaction with authenticity and empathy and kindness and curiosity. There's something you can learn from everyone. And if you want others to care about what you have to say, often it can take investments that you're making in them and in the relationship. And then finally, remember the long-term impact of making people feel valued and appreciated. I can tell you, if you reach out today and just thank some people, thank them for what they've done, what they do, how they make you feel, it'll go a long way. And they'll never forget it. Those types of things can make all the difference in the world when it comes to how you operate in your personal life and in your professional life.